I'm Jane Hagel, and I'm a voc rehab counselor in Southern Oregon. I've been working with the E3 project for 5 years, and now we're proceeding on to sustainability.
Hi, I'm Roxana Robinson. I'm a regional manager for the Kentucky Vocational Rehabilitation, and I've been working with the Project E3 for about a year.
So Kentucky and Oregon have been parallel projects, both working with VR in rural and remote areas through the University of Kentucky's Human Development Institute. As a result, we've shared priorities and will be reporting those and our sustainability together. Although the COVID-19 pandemic has created a definite barrier of PPDs and social distancing, the telephone has recently developed into more of a social contact tool for developing relationships, since face-to-face interactions are more problematic. Starting with the intake interview, schedule half an hour more onto your time allotted. During it, ask for the client's input on their needs, call potential IRT members if you have the time with the client there right after the intake. Let them hear the client on speakerphone so they are motivated to participate in a meeting. When you do meet, express your common goals and sum up the plan to meet those goals. Then share the successes. Brian Ingram of WinTech Technical Assistance Team is still providing biweekly input and instruction to one of our two regions, TC1, which is Jackson, Josephine, Douglas, and Klamath counties. Our region TC2 includes the Central Oregon counties of Crook, Jefferson, and Deschutes counties, has been impacted by COVID-related workload shift, so the counselor has had to address that by withdrawing.
And Nikki Powis is still providing input and instruction for both of our Kentucky regions. Because of some of our state-specific considerations, Kentucky is more near the beginning of IRT implementation. We are working on staffing cases with guidance from Nikki and are starting to coordinate service provisions with several people. The COVID has definitely set us back some, and we're all learning how to communicate with people remotely, but we're hoping to get this off the ground and really have some success with it.
Yes, folks, COVID has created layers of protection that might present objections or barriers to meeting in person. However, there is some freedom, in time certainly, in not driving to meet face to face. So if the client is the focus of the IRT's purpose, let that purpose inspire the virtual meetings and collaboration. This can still happen. Who thought a VRC might be recommending attending meetings? A year ago, it would not have been I. However, selecting a few meetings to attend regularly to be well informed for your client's benefit has become an invaluable source and resource to me. For example, because I attended the local leadership team headed by WorkSource Oregon, I was able to assist clients during the pandemic with unemployment insurance application and problem solving, as well as with pandemic unemployment assistance, which is retroactive. One client received a lump sum check for over $5,000, which has greatly aided him in having a financial buffer during this time. Unfortunately, the Chamber of Commerce meetings have been COVID casualties for my area of Southern Oregon. So I hope to renew that attendance in 2021. Lastly, peer mentoring is on an upswing in the form of virtual workshops, flash online job events, and feedback following those events by peer groups. The ESDs, Education Service Districts, are starting to refer transition-aged youth again, and we've connected them with all of the VR resources available, as well as have done virtual intakes. Adobe DocuSign has helped with getting VR paperwork signed and returned, and it's legal, a totally legal thing. Legal documents. Utilize youth and adult clients who have had successful VR outcomes to mentor new clients. youth to youth, and adults to adults toward their own success. Whenever possible, establish groups to provide support. OCB, that's Oregon Commission for the Blind, has a Thursday, 11 o'clock to noon, virtual social group, Zoom or phone in only option, and that's statewide now. So this allows clients to hear and discuss VR options and requirements in real time with their peers.
Chamber meetings have also been a COVID casualty in Kentucky. One group that is consistently still meeting via Zoom are the Healthy Coalitions for each county. So we have and will continue that participation as much as possible. We want to continue to develop and nurture these relationships to truly increase the community knowledge of vocational rehab and the services we provide, and to increase our counselors' capacity and familiarity with the businesses and agencies around them. The University of Kentucky put together a bodacious transportation resource listing for Oregon. Here's the list so you can see an example of who's on there and what they do. Find out what these organizations do in depth and then proceed with discussion about what more is possible. You can't sell it or vouch for its reliability if you haven't used it yourself. This will build credibility. Transportation issues in rural communities have been an issue for a long time. Keep working at untying this bundle and you'll get there eventually. Some clients live outside the boundaries of municipal transit, buses, or even dial-a-ride or Lyft services. Some live so far out that a 4-mile trip on Uber or Lyft will cost them $15 each way, which is not sustainable. Even if they were working full-time, the trips to and from home plus tips would cost them 3 of the 8 hours they are working. I've negotiated with cab companies for reduced fares on regular customers. One client gets picked up at 4:40 a.m. to be at work by 5 a.m. and as an A&D counselor, and she is able to ride the bus to go home. So it's a $13 cab ride to work and a $1 bus ride home, which is sustainable for her at $22 an hour. For minimum wage workers, that's where Waze Carpool for multiple clients riding with one general VR client as a driver could work.
Our targeted Community 1, Jackson, Josephine, Douglas, and Klamath counties has been a pilot project for our agency, along with our TC2, the High Desert region. We're working on development and integration of these items, and our leadership at the Commission for the Blind continues to support these activities and is hopeful to build all these programs into statewide client supports, and then we're going to go global.
We have integrated these priorities into the workflow of our counselors. Leadership will continue to encourage these activities of our counselors and build the programs into our regular client services.
Thanks, folks.